Hi friends, I'm Bevo with Beauty and Lifestyle. Bevo's Beauty and Lifestyle. Here I am. I'm here to talk to you about my hiatal surgery that's coming up, and I'm glad that I'm not having the gastric sleeve just yet. That's going to be the last resort and the second thing that I would do if this surgery doesn't stop the acid reflux. But it's been pretty painful. I've been drinking a lot of anti-acid, things, and um, oh, it's just been a real journey. I'm hoping that surgery is just not going to be too painful, but it is going to be laparoscopic, and I'm glad about that. And they're not going to go down my throat. I was like, oh, concerned, thinking that perhaps they might go down my throat, but they're not going to do that. So I'm excited that I'm going to be doing this surgery in about 2 weeks, and so therefore I should be starting to feel much better after that. They said I should notice a significant difference within a couple of weeks, but I won't be doing any heavy lifting over 10 pounds for about 6 weeks, something like that. But I'm hoping, even though I had the gastric sleeve, I'm post-op gastric sleeve 3 years, and I gained 50 pounds back, and I didn't expect to be able to do that. I didn't think that I would do that, but I did. And so what I wanted to talk to you about is some dietary tips and lifestyle that I've learned over the last few weeks in my studies and everything like that. And I've started to lose weight, which has been good, and I'm working on it still until I get all 50 pounds off again. The first thing I'd like to say is that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not with I don't have any products to endorse I'm not in any way medically inclined. This is just personal opinion video that I'm just sharing some tips and tricks that I've learned about dietary things that have helped me along, and you can do some things differently, however, whatever helps you. But before you do start a dietary program, I would check with your doctor to find out about your health and make sure that you're in a position where you could go on some kind of a regimen of changing your dietary habits or healthy habits. Actually, I don't really like the word diet. I really don't, because the first three letters of the word diet is die, D-I-E, and I feel like I end up dying against food, and I don't think food should be your enemy. I think we should be our own best friends, and we should learn how to love others and care about others, but we should take care of ourselves. And so there's some things that we can do. But first of all, I wanted to get that out of the way to let you know that I don't work for a hospital, and I'm not a counselor or a consultant. I'm not in any way medically qualified to give you any advice. This is just something that's been good for me that I have done, and you can check with your doctor if you're going to go through some kind of a program. I think the first thing that I noticed, the first tip I'd like to give you, and I know you're probably going to say, oh wow, it's the same thing again, but yes, you have to drink water, and I would increase your water to at least a gallon a day if you can, or eight of the bottled waters that have 16 ounces in it, if you don't wash out all of your potassium and all of your sodium and things like that. Because you've got to be, if you're having problems in those areas in your blood work and that kind of thing, then don't drink that much water. But our bodies are made up of like 80 or 90% water. I'm not exactly sure, but it's a very high percentage, and so therefore we need that in order for our organs to work and everything else to work like it should. Uh, Try to avoid snacking on fried foods, and the second tip is to begin to gradually change the way you eat by thinking differently about your health. This is not something that you want to do just to look good, so that other people would say, "Oh, look, she's just so beautiful. She's so thin. Oh, she gets in that dress, and oh, this and that." That's not what this is about. This is about you taking care of your health and you being responsible and helpful to others around you by being healthy. The healthier you are, the happier you're going to be, and the happier you're going to be, the happier you're going to make people around you to be. So I wanted to talk to you also. This is not really a diet per se. I don't like diets. I've been on every diet imaginable. I've tried Nutrisystem, the cabbage diet, Weight Watchers, the grapefruit diet, the 21-day diet, every diet imaginable you can think of. And usually when I deprive myself at some point during my journey, I'll just completely stop all weight loss, and then I'll even gain a pound or 2 pounds. And I'm like, well, how did I do that? I didn't overeat. I didn't eat fried foods. I don't, uh, and also I don't like counting calories either. I don't want to count points on Weight Watchers. I don't want to count calories. I don't want to do anything. I don't want food to be my enemy. I don't want to just approach it that I have to restrict myself the rest of my entire life and think that the horrible thought that I can never have a piece of chocolate, dark chocolate, which is my favorite. I'm like, how? Oh my gosh, I don't want to ever do that. So one way that I avoid doing the bad habits and the fried foods and grabbing a cheesecake and eating the whole thing is to reward myself every now and then, once every week or once or twice a week or whatever. It's okay when you go to that birthday party to have a small piece of birthday cake. That's not going to kill you. It's not going to change your diet to the point where you're going to just absolutely blow it entirely. Not like eating the whole cake like you could later if you deprive yourself. Because the thing about it is, if you drink the water that you're supposed to, it'll fill up your stomach and you'll feel full. And it is good to drink a glass of water before you eat, because it does cause your stomach to be full. But if you put a lot of sugary products in your system, like Diet Coke or any carbonated drinks and things like that, it just puts air into your stomach and it doesn't satisfy your hunger. So therefore, you just want more and more and more and more food. Sugar requires, the thing about it with sugar is that the more you have sugar, the more you want sugar. So you want to try to stay away from sugary products as much as possible. But still, that doesn't mean that you can't have a piece of your sister's birthday cake. That would be ridiculously not, that's way too strict for me. Another tip I'd like to give you is my rule of the 50-50 plate. Actually, it's 25, 25, and 50. Your plate is divided into 3 sections, and 50% of your plate, this whole half of your plate, should be protein, a lean protein like chicken or fish or salmon, maybe a very lean cut of beef, smaller cut, and then the other 25% should be vegetables, where you get into your squash or salad, kale, anything like that. And then the other 25% is a carbohydrate. So don't deprive yourself of potato. Have a potato if you want to, but just make it a small potato and remember that that's what you're going to divide your plate like. 50% protein, 25% vegetables, and then 25% carbs. So if you think like that, you can eat any food you want to, as long as you're considering, the portion control of what you're going to do, because that's basically what you're going to do, is control your portions. And that's an easy way to do that. Just think about that plate being in those 3 sections. One thing that I'd like to talk to you about is smoothies. I've done some smoothie videos before in last January and February on the Larapin Cook, and that's spelled TheLarapinCook. The Larapin Cook channel, and I've done some smoothies on there, but the smoothies I'd like to talk about right now that I really have gotten into is if I don't feel like eating breakfast, for instance, in the morning, the very first thing, and chewing on I don't know, like a egg McMuffin or something like that. If I don't want to do that, I've learned to do a green smoothie, which is great. It's made up of spinach and kale, some carrots, whey, WHEY protein, and I like mine in cupcake vanilla flavored. And then I use almond breeze milk and fill it up and put it in a Ninja, and that way it chops up all the vegetables and you get a great smoothie out of that, which is really healthy because you're getting a lot of vegetables out of that mixture. And then another shake that I'd like to talk to you about that I do if I'm getting a little bit of a sweet tooth is I make up a blueberry shake. And it's always great to have a berry shake of some kind, because blueberries, raspberries, all kinds of different berries are great for you. Mixed berries, mixed fruit. And I like to get my fruit in frozen section at Sam's, and I get Dole frozen blueberries, and I get this huge gigantic sack. And when I do, I take a cup and put it in my Ninja jar, and then I take a cup of ice, and then, you know, whatever berries I have in there, if it's just blueberries even, I do that sometimes. And then I pour almond, unsweetened almond breeze milk or almond milk over that, and kind of just to cover it, and then blend that up in my Ninja, and I have a blueberry ice cream type of thing. It just gets really thick. The more ice you put in there and the less milk, a little bit less milk, the thicker it'll get, and it's almost an ice cream consistency. So that's a really healthy thing to do. Anyway, I've enjoyed talking to you today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you like this video. Thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends about me. I look forward to seeing you this next time coming up and keeping you informed about my surgery. Actually, I have a hiatal surgery coming up where they're going to remove that hiatal hernia. And I'm excited because I think that they may be able to adjust my stomach a little bit, because I have put on about 45 pounds since I was post-op 3 years with the gastric sleeve. And the reason why is because I stretched out my stomach again. I didn't think you could do that with the gastric sleeve, but you can. And I stopped watching what I was eating. And you can't really do that. You've got to notice what you're doing and what you're feeding and putting into your body, because what you put into your body is going to show up. You know, so if you're doing a lot of work like drinking the water and eating healthy and things like that, your nails will be better, your hair will be better, your hair won't fall out as much like you do sometimes with gastric sleeve. You have a little bit of hair loss. But I also take biotin, 10,000 units of that a day, and take a multivitamin, a good strong multivitamin. But thank you again for joining me today. I'm Bevo with Beauty and Lifestyle, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.